Everybody, welcome back to my channel. So I wanted to give you some of my thoughts so far on Final Fantasy XIV, A Realm Reborn. I'm about 30 episodes into my playthrough of the game, and I wanted to just kind of share some of my impressions and kind of what my experience has been like. So I've just come up with a few different questions, and I'm just going to answer those. And hey, if you have additional questions that you'd like to get my thoughts on so far, feel free to leave those in the comments. I'd be happy to try and either give you answers in the comments or maybe save that for another video. So the first question that we're going to have is, what has surprised me the most about Final Fantasy XIV? So I think probably just the amount of content that is in this game. It's kind of overwhelming a little bit. I mean, I think I'm just barely starting to scratch the surface, and I'm 30 episodes into this playthrough, and I've hardly done, let's be honest, I've hardly done any of the side quest stuff. Like, I've mostly been following the main scenario quest and doing some of the job quest stuff, but even those I've been not staying up to pace on very well. But so I think just the amount of content, you know, I can see how the game is still going strong like 10 years later. It's really impressive. So the next thing is my favorite area so far. So I think my favorite area in the game so far, and I'm not very far in, I don't think, but I think that'd probably be, is it Hauki Manor? I'm not sure if that's how you pronounce it. But I really enjoyed that dungeon on my kind of first run through that. Mostly just for the atmosphere. Like, I really enjoy kind of that haunted house, kind of spooky type environment. So I thought that was really cool. So definitely, I think probably my favorite so far. The next question we have is, am I happy with my choice of pugilist for my starting job? This is a tough one. I think it seems like a pretty good choice for like a complete beginner like myself, because it seems very just straightforward as to see target, hit target, go behind target for more damage, or hit from the side for more damage. I don't feel like I have like a lot of responsibilities, and especially in like the party environments, to like pay attention to other people's health or things like that. So I think from that dynamic, it has been quite good for me, because I've been able to just learn the ropes slowly. But I do wonder how different the experience would have been if I would have chosen a different job from the beginning. And I know I'll have the ability to eventually change to different jobs or do that type of thing, but you only have that first experience once, right? So I just kind of wonder how different my experience with the game would have been had I gone a different direction there. Not necessarily good or bad, but just kind of curious, right? My favorite theme so far. So this is I was gonna say this is an easy choice for me. I've recently in the playthrough been going through, I think it's called Dragon Head is the area, kind of this winter area where we've been searching for the Enterprise. That field theme is just so good. It's really good. It has a little bit of everything in it. I also have a kind of a soft spot for the song Twilight over Thanalan. If you saw, I put some lyrics to that actually in a video. I'll maybe put that up here somewhere. But be sure to check that out. I also have kind of a soft spot for that, as well as like the starting town themes of Ul'dah, Gridania, and Limsa Lominsa. I think they're all quite good. How do I like my character I created? Ooh. So when I very first started the playthrough, I was very nervous about spending too much time on character creation, because I was like, is this going to be boring to watch if I spend like hours on end working on the character creation? So I kind of went through that quite quickly, to be honest. So I probably would have spent more time with that if I could go back and do it all over again. But over time, and as I'm 30 episodes in at this point, like that character, that is me in the game now. Like, you know, so I've kind of just grown to know that character being me. So it's a tough question. Like, I would change it, but also it's kind of hard to think that I would change it now because that's what I know. So what has been the most challenging part of the game so far, or just aspect of the game? For me, it's definitely been the combat. The combat system in Final Fantasy XIV has been very new for me, like a very new experience, especially as I transitioned over to using like mouse and keyboard. I know that I can use like the numbers and control plus numbers to do my attacks and stuff, but that's just been like not natural for me. So I've been like using the mouse to select my different attacks and things. So that's just been a very different experience. I'm, you know, coming from games like, say, Final Fantasy VII Remake or things like that, it's just a very different experience. Not necessarily in a good or bad way, it's just been probably the most challenging thing for me to try and grasp. So, what am I looking forward to most from this point? I'd say the story, for sure. I think I'm really just starting to reach some of the points in A Realm Reborn where the story is really starting to kind of find its like foothold, and it's really starting to pick up the pace. So I'm really excited to see where things go from here. There's already been a few moments that have been, like the events in the Waking Sands, for example. That was that one kind of hit me for sure. So I'm just really excited to see where the story's gonna go, and I think I don't know how much I'll do it in the videos, but I'm excited to kind of expand out into some side quests and kind of get more involved in some of those things, because I think I'm leaving a lot of what the game has to offer just kind of on the table by not going into those areas. So I'd like to do some more of that too. And then lastly, my overall favorite part of playing Final Fantasy XIV so far. I think this is pretty easy for me, honestly. It's been all of you when it comes down to it. Just the kind of the little community that we built here on the channel. Y'all bring so much positivity to like the comment sections of the videos, and so much support and guidance. The interactions are always so respectful, not only with me, but with each other. So I think that's been probably my favorite part of it, is just to kind of see the community and how supportive it's been, especially for me just coming into this with very, very little to zero knowledge of what I was getting into. So I think that's been my favorite part overall. So I really appreciate your continued support. Like I said, if you do have other questions that you'd be curious to know my thoughts on so far, feel free to leave those in the comments, and I'll either answer them there or save that for another video. But I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Hopefully this was interesting to watch, and I'll talk to y'all next time. Take care.